Guys, welcome back to the Golf Supply. If you're thinking of getting a new driver in the 2024 season, we are going to be testing the Qi10, the Callaway Ai Smoke, and Cobra's new Dark Speed. We've got all three of them here. It is like a golfer's paradise, little candy shop. Going to be getting on the TrackMan, getting data readings of all of these, and let you know what they're all about. We're going to be starting in today's video with, with probably my favorite driver release so far from what I've tested, the Callaway Ai Smoke. We're going to run with this one, then we're going to move on to the Qi10, and we're going to finish with the Dark Speed. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel as well, it helps. Let's get straight out underway with Ai Smoke. Right everyone, so let's just quickly start off with discussing the price of these three drivers straight off the rip. Callaway and TaylorMade £500, LS version of the TaylorMade Qi10, £529. Cobra, 450 quid. Contest wise, if we're going to do a point scoring tally system, which I'm not going to continue to do the whole way through this video, just to let you know, Cobra would be 1-0 up, but we're going to start with the Callaway Ai Smoke first, which, like I've said at the start of this video, I think is one of the best drivers on the market ever from my testing. It is so forgiving. It retains such a good spin window, and you can hit it from pretty much everywhere across the face, and it's not going to kill you. Coupled with that, it is a much more compact, not oversized footprint, which for a max head is nice. Unless you are looking for a bit of a bigger head at address, then the other two might suit your eye a little bit more. More so Qi10. Qi10 is big. Callaway Ai Smoke is not. A little bit out of the toe. Other things to note about the Callaway Ai Smoke, you've got the technology that Callaway are saying, you've got the micro deflection technology in the face, it's an AI face. Address behind the ball, again, it sits the most square out of all three drivers. I'd say the TaylorMade Qi10 sits the most toe in, so it sits with the most shut face out of the three, whereas the Ai Smoke at address, it genuinely sits dead square. If anything, you could even say it sits slightly open. So if you're a ratter of the ball like me, you turn it right to left for a right-handed golfer, and you want a club that's going to sit a little bit more open at address without having to change the loft sleeve. They've all got adjustable loft sleeves. I would definitely say that the Ai Smoke sits most flush compared to Qi10 and Cobra Dark Speed. Speed. Let's get a few more shots in with the Ai Smoke. Oh, you've got to put the camera on. Honestly, you don't. It's going to be hard pressed to beat that with the other two, but we're going to hit them anyway. Right, so numbers are in with Ai Smoke. We have a average ball speed of 172 miles an hour, which I'm happy with. Very good, considering I haven't really been hitting loads of golf balls today and it's freezing cold. That's right up there with like an on-course speed, which is great. We then move in to average spin rate for me, 2,700, which in a max head, for how I hit the ball, again, very, very, very happy with that. Carry distance, we are at an average of 285 with a total distance of around about 305-ish yards. Conditions in the UK, if you live in the UK, at the time of filming this, it is the middle of January, it's bloody freezing cold. So they are strong numbers coming out of this. And then dispersion, maybe one of them would have missed the fairway. I find it really hard, and this isn't, I play off of scratch, you could say, but driving is streaky with me. But with this, for some reason, it doesn't feel like you can hit a really, really bad drive with it. So that is Ai Smoke. I'm going to give that a rating, a solid 9.5 out of 10. I don't think address at the ball, shape, footprint, face, looks, from the bottom, it looks unbelievable. There's not much more they could do to actually improve on this driver, I would say. But we're now going to move into the Cobra Dark Speed. So into Dark Speed, I reckon this is probably going to win the beauty pageant in most people's opinion, just because it's the only release that is all black. Now we're just using the X version for this test, which is the standard version. This one comes in an LS and a max head, but I think I can probably just about manage the X. Weren't going to go into the LS, but yeah, all black finish. The only thing that differentiates these between the max and the LS is the LS head is a little bit smaller, And rather than it just having these tiny bit of blue accents on there, I think the Max is red and the LS just stays all black. So you've just got a little bit of blue accent in on there. Shape, again, very similar to the Callaway from behind the ball. Not a crazy big footprint. Same with the Max head as well. It's slightly bigger than the AI Smoke, the Max head, compared to the Dark Speed Max head, but for the standard, it is a quite traditionally shaped driver, I would say. Let's get a few hits in with this one, and then we'll finally move in to the Qi10. So again, similarities to the Callaway is it doesn't really sit toe shut. It would sit more open to the eye for most golfers, I think. See what it sounds like. Christ, like that's a one and, like we could for these videos, that could be one and done. I'm not gonna hit it much better than that. So that data capture there is gonna give us all we really need to know in this club, but we'll go for a few more. It feels a little bit better off the face than the Callaway. That was obviously straight out of the middle, out of the sweet spot, but I did hit a few with the Callaway out of the sweet spot, but I would say sound-wise and feel off the face, that probably does just tip the Callaway, but it'll be interesting to see when I start to hit a few out of the toe in the heel, which I definitely will over the next sort of 7 to 8 balls, how it performs, because that's where the Callaway really shines with how forgiving it is. Staying on line, that might be with their micro deflection face as part of their technology, but staying on a relatively safe line whilst maintaining a very good spin rate. So let's see what the Cobra can do when I don't hit it like Rory McIlroy. See, that was out of the toe. That was a toe ball. Kind of like here, if I had to guess, and just with a little bit of gear effect, just brought it straight back to the middle of the fairway. Now, looking down at it from address, it is nothing but black. It's a matte black finish. You have got carbon in there. It's a lot more subtle than in the AI Smoke. And you've kind of got like this black lip that goes around the back of the driver head, which is quite nice, but you can't get much more stealthed out. Even the Cobra sign, which is acting as the alignment point at the top, is all black as well. There's some good driver releases this year. Well, every driver release from every manufacturer is a good driver release, apart from Stealth and Stealth 2 from TaylorMade over the last couple of years. They were absolutely atrocious drivers, but they've righted that wrong in the Qi10. But general rule of thumb, most driver releases are all good drivers. So if you're on a budget, let me just save you the time of watching this whole video. If you're on a budget and you're trying to save money and you want to buy the newest golf club on the market, buy the Cobra. You're going to save yourself money. You're not going to see a massive difference in performance, and you're going to save yourself 50 quid at new. And obviously when it's a higher RRP, when it goes into the second-hand market, it's going to be cheaper as well. So timestamp in the video, what club should you buy if you're buying on a budget? Buy the Cobra. One more hit. And that one, although it's been pushed out to the right, is probably, if you're playing a 50-yard fairway, still going to find the fairway, but it's not terrible. Let's look at the data. So starting off with ball speed, it's a little bit slower than the AI Smoke. The AI Smoke was at 171 on average. This is at 168. Total and carry was pretty much identical. This actually going a touch further because the spin rate was lower. So total carry was 287-ish, which was a little bit more, or around about the same, but it was rolling out to like 310, this driver, so about 5 yards longer, but it's because the spin rate had come down. The spin rate was only spinning at 2,400-ish compared to sort of like the 2,800-ish in the Callaway. Again, I know the Callaway was a max head, and this is the standard head, but I would almost put a point towards the max head for that, because to have a spin rate like that in their most forgiving head is very good. But spin window, I didn't really hit loads all over the face on that one, but 5 out of 5 or 6 out of 6 fairways found. Maybe discount the last one, that might have been out of bounds, but it's very good. And the numbers sort of stack up to what they should be, just slightly down on ball speed, that was all. So finally, Qi10. What Qi10 stands for? Quest for Inertia 10,000. So it's sharing the same technology or the same MOI milestone of 10,000 MOI in this, which is like further than any golf club has been pushed before, even though it's not. It happened like 6-7 years ago in another driver. But Ping have got their 10K, which I'm yet to test, and TaylorMade have their Qi10 Max, which again is the most forgiving version. Things to note before I hit these: this head is absolutely wham. it is huge compared to the standard and the LS. The progressiveness between the head sizes in Qi10 from LS to standard to max is extremely noticeable. So if you're looking for a club that is more of a normal 460cc size, this isn't going to be the one for you, because what TaylorMade have actually done is around the back of this club, it doesn't add to the CC, so it's still legal, but there's like a lip that goes the whole way round, which from the top, when you're looking down at it, when you can't see that, makes the head look massive. So if you don't want someone, if you've got a massive head already and you don't want another massive head, Qi10 is not going to be for you. Cobra or Callaway is going to suit your eye much better. But let's hit a few with this as well. At address, sits a touch closed. So if you're a Darth Vader of the golf ball and you always lose your ball out to the right and you're looking for something that sits a little bit more closed at address, then this is really going to suit your eye. For me, I would have to get this club in around about 11 degrees. I play around about 10 degrees or 10.5 degrees of loft. I would have to get it at 11 degrees and take it a click down in loft to open the face angle a little bit. So it's manageable. It's not like it's going to be stuck at that face angle the whole time, but just something to note. On paper, this should be the most forgiving head. So it should hit the most fairways. And I mean, that's pretty straight, isn't it? Not a lot of curvature on that golf ball at all. Another thing to mention about the Qi10, when I actually got fit from the guy over at TaylorMade Lee, absolute legend, they have addressed the blaring issue of their carbon face popping out. So you'll actually see when you compare this to a Stealth or a Stealth 2 compared to this, how the face is now put into the head. It looks like one piece, so the face looks actually part of the head, whereas in the Stealth you could see that weird sort of like glue plastic around the edge. With this now, it actually genuinely sits in the face perfectly. They obviously had to address that because they couldn't have their face keep popping out, but we shouldn't, quote unquote, we shouldn't have any of those problems anymore when this face is actually popping out of the driver, which is good news for everyone, I suppose. Right, 1 for 1, straight down the middle, probably the least amount of curve I've seen on any of the golf balls so far. Let's go again. Oh, that's 2 for 2, like so good. And I found that in my testing when I got fit. It is a very, very good driver. It's not awful though. It's really not awful. And that in itself, compared to the carbon face in the Stealth, to have that as your miss now when you tow it in the Qi10 is a victory in itself. I'd also guess it might just be the longest. Last one, end on a good one. Shocking strike, fantastic result. So guys, Qi10 numbers in calibrated. TrackMan has given us our data. We have got a ball speed of 172, so it is the highest ball speed out of all of them by 1 mile an hour. Spin rate is sitting at a very, very nice 2,700 for me, which is ideal for me. Total distance, carry distance is kind of obliterated the others. It's averaging just under 300 yards in the carry, and one of them actually got out to 325 in these conditions. So it's the longest, yes. TaylorMade, they've been on their forgiveness journey with trying to make something a bit more forgiving, but they've always been really pushing the boundaries of speed and distance, and it's no different in the Qi10, but it does have forgiveness now, which the Stealth did not have. So to summarize, thank you for watching this whole video. I hope you found it useful for your next purchase in the golfing industry for a driver. I would say those on a budget, buy the Cobra. You're going to potentially give up a tiny bit of ball speed, but you'll gain it back on spin. So I don't actually think you'll be giving up much yardish, reddish Val, horseradish, yardish. Cobra, if you're on a budget, buy this. Callaway, if you want something that looks better than all of the others and performs fantastically and it has a small footprint for a max head, then get the Callaway. If you are looking for ultimate distance, you don't mind having a bit of a bigger footprint in your golf bag, then go for the Qi10. They are all extremely good drivers. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Subscribe to the channel. We are the Golf Supply. You're a bunch of legends. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. You'll be notified every time we upload one of these new golf videos. Qi10, Ai Smoke, Dark Speed. Which one's your favorite? Let us know in the comments. See you later, everyone. Bye.